Good morning, Mr. Phan Ngọc Thạch, doctor at Đồng Tháp University. Today I would like to tell you something about approaches to leadership. The first, learning objective throughout approaches leadership. Number one, explain the three approach to leadership. Differentiate between Fred Fuller's contingency theory and Paul Hersey and Kenneth Planker's situational leadership theory as situational approaches to leadership. Understand the similarities and differences between Chester Bernard's functions of executive advance and Paul's classification of functional roles in growth as functional approaches to leadership. Number four, compare and contrast Robert Black and Jane Mountain's managerial grit and George Green leaders member strain theory as relational approaches to leadership. And the last, key takeaways. And trade approach. These are the table 7.2. Trade associated with leadership contains the list of personality traits from the 1970s study in addition to other researchers who have discovered a variety of other traits associated with leadership. These are some trade approaches of Stockville. Adaptability, adjustment, assertiveness, alertness, creativity, originality, diplomacy, emotional balance, enthusiasm, resourcefulness, self-confidence, social ability, interpersonal skills, tolerant of stress. Table 7.2 Trade associated with leadership contains the list of personality traits from the 1970s study in addition to other researchers who have discovered a variety of other traits associated with leadership. Fred Fuller's contingency theory of leader effectiveness. In this theory, Fuller believed that leadership was a reflection of both of leaders' personality and behavior, which were constant. Fuller believed that leaders do not change their leadership style, but rather when situation changes, leaders must adapt their leadership strategies. Fuller's basic theory started with the notion that leaders typically were either task-oriented or relationship-oriented. Task-oriented leaders focus more on the task and accomplishing organizational goals. Relationship-oriented leaders focus on creating positive interaction with followers and establishing positive relationship based on mutual trust, respect, and confidence. When we combine the three factors, leader-follower relations, task structure, and position power, the basic contingency model proposed by Fuller emerged. Leader-member relation, good, and good. Task structure, high, and low. Position power, strong, weak, and strong. Favorableness of situation, most favorable. Appropriate leader behavior, task oriented. In this model, you can see that combination of the three factors create a continuum of most favorableness of the leader. Fred Fuller's continent theory of leader effectiveness. In this theory, Fuller believed that leadership was a reflection of both leaders' personality and behavior, which were constant. Fuller believed that leaders do not change their leadership styles, but rather when situations change, leaders must adapt their leadership strategies. In the basic model seen in figure 2, you have both dimensions of the leadership behavior, sporting and directive. Sportive and directive. Based on the two dimensions, Hersey and Blanchard propose for basic types of leadership. Leaders can employ with various followers depending on the situational needs of the followers, directing, coaching, sporting, and delegating. Hersey Blanchard 2000, Management of Organizational Behavior, Leading Human Resource. Directing. The first type leader discussed in Hersey and Blanchard's situational leadership theory is the directing leader. A directing leader is needed by the followers who do lack both the skill and the motivation to perform a task. Hersey and Blanchard recommend against sportive behavior at this point because the sporting behavior may be perceived as a reward by the follower. Instead, this follower needs a lot of task-directed communication and oversight. After the presentation, we can get some key takeaways. The first, the joint approach to leadership is the oldest approach to leadership and theories that certain individuals are born with specific personality and communication traits that enable leadership. As such, trait leadership scholars have examined thousands of possible traits that may have an impact of successful or unsuccessful leadership practice. The situational approach to leadership focused on specific organizational context or situation that enable leadership. Fred Fuller's contingency theory examines an individual's preference for either task or relationship, and then theories that leaders who find themselves in situations that favor that type of leadership will be fine, while leaders who are out of balance need to either change the situation or adjust their leadership styles. For Hersey and Kenneth Blanchard's situation leadership theory, on the other hand, examine how leadership is dependent upon whether a follower is someone being developed or someone who has already been developed. The third, the joint approach to leadership is the oldest approach to leadership and theory that certain individuals are born with specific personality or communication traits that enable leadership. The functional approach to leadership persists that a leader is someone who looks like, acts like, and communicates like a leader. The last, the relational approach to leadership theories that leadership is the matter of building and maintaining relationship with one's followers. Robert Black and Jane Mountain, managerial growth examine the intersection of relationship-oriented and task-oriented leader perspectives. Ultimately, Black and Mountain propose 5 distinct types of leadership. Impoverished authority complements, country club, team, and middle of the road. Okay, thank you. That's all. Thank you, Dr. Phan Ngọc Thạch. Hope to see you again.